Shalom. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Come out every week to let the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanics know who they are according to the Bible, which are Israelites, okay? So, today what we're going to get into, we're going to kind of go into our names a little bit. The name YASHARAHLA, okay? So, first scripture I'm going to get is Psalms 22 and 30. It says, "A seed shall serve him, it shall be accounted for the Lord, to the Lord for a generation. They shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he had done this." And that's what we come out here to do. Come out here every week. This is the generation that shall declare to the people that the Lord's righteousness, that he had done this. Come out and tell the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanics, which are YASHARAHLA, we tell them what? The Lord put us in captivity under the heathens. We tell them, you know, the Most High God is the one that sent Yahushua, his son, to come save us. That he did all these things to correct us and to bring us to this kingdom. Alright, so what it's going into. Alright, so Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 4. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 4, it says, "Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these." Sorry, well, that's a good one. That's a good scripture too. Jeremiah 17 and 4. It says, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever." And this is the Most High God talking to Israel, YASHARAHLA, the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanics, okay? Alright? Because the scriptures say what? In Baruch. Let's see if I can go get Baruch. Tell you why we went into slavery. Alright? What is the scripture saying, Baruch, about us going into slavery? Why did we go into slavery? Because we angered our God. Alright, so let me just get Baruch. It's Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. It says, I'll start at verse 5. It says, "Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations." And we were sold into slavery. Right? It says you were sold to the nations. And this is how we were sold to the nations right here. We came on slave ships. Alright? Right, that's another one. You were sold to the nations. Okay? That's what the scriptures are talking about. See that? Us going into slavery. Alright? We got another picture right there. We'll get into that scripture a little later. Okay? Oh, this is another one. See that? "To be sold on board the ship Banks Island on Thursday the 6th of May next at Arby Ferry, a choice cargo, about 25 fine healthy Negroes, just arrived from the windward and Rice Coast. The utmost care has already been taken and shall be continued to keep them from the least danger of being infected with the smallpox. No boat having been on board, and all other communication with people from Charlestown prevented." Okay, and that's when they were selling us. So not only that, but a lot of people don't know this, but the natives, they went through their little hell. They went into slavery too. Where is it at? They put them in mines. Oops. So, hold on. That's a picture right there. Okay. Here's another picture of them mining gold. Sorry, hold on, just. Man, what the hell? Yeah, right there. That's a picture of them mining gold. They will put it to slavery in the gold mines and then in the coal mines and things like that, the natives, okay? So the Most High says what? He says, you were not, Baruch chapter 4, verse 6, you were not sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and that ye grieved Jerusalem that nourished you. Okay, so that's why we were sold into slavery. Because we provoked our God to anger through our disobedience, man. Alright, that's why in these days it's best to come back to the Most High Word, to follow His laws to the best of your ability. Okay? Because our forefathers provoked Him to anger, and that's why we went into slavery. Okay? Alright, so back to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4, it says, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage. Now, what was our heritage? Really, our heritage was the laws. I'm sorry, really, our heritage was our land. So when he said, we shall discontinue from our heritage, it meant that we were going to go into slavery from our land. All right? That's why when you read, I think it's Hosea 7:7. Let me try to go get it. Amos 7. Amos 7:17 says, start at 16, it says, now therefore hear thou the word of the Lord. Thou sayest, prophesy not against Israel, and drop not thy word against the house of Isaac. Therefore thus saith the Lord. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. And that's why these black women are hoes, man. Even the Hispanic women and the natives. You know? Those are all Israelites, and that's why they hoes. That's why they act like that. For the most part. It says, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. That's why most of our people dying by the gun. You know? Going to hoods and they killing each other, man. They killing each other. Esau killing them. Other nations killing them. That's why. Okay? It says, in thy land, okay? In thy land shall be divided by line. And thy land shall be divided by line. Let me see if I can get a picture of our land. I don't have the picture, but that's why over there in the Middle East, over there in the land of Israel, what they call Palestine today, that's why you have that they divided that land up. Okay? They say what? The Palestinians gonna get the Gaza Strip. The Khazars or the so-called Jews gonna get the rest. That's dividing the land by line. They did that in 1948, 1949. So that was according to that prophecy, that they would divide our land by line while we were in captivity. Now, what else does it say? It says, and our land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land. Now, America is the most polluted land on the earth, man. It's polluted. The air is polluted. Under the National Environmental Protection Agency, every source of water in America is polluted. Not only is it polluted physically, but it's spiritually polluted with all this Babylonian doctrine, Egyptian doctrine, Babylonian and Egyptian holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, you know, Valentine's Day, Easter, you know. So it said we shall go down a polluted land. Just talking about America. It says, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. See that? So we were going to go into captivity from our land, man. We far away from our land. That's why Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68 says that thou shalt go in, well, you know, it say we're going to go into slave ships by boat. And it said that you shall see it no more, meaning our land. All right. Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
I just left my
in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Okay? Part of that too, part of that heritage too, is the laws.
Absolutely, okay? Yeah, it's perfect for you, man. I think you're going to be able to do it.
Go to Genesis chapter 32. Fucking Edomites, man. Genesis chapter 32. Genesis 32 and 28 says, I started 24, it says, and Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob, which is Yaquab in the Hebrew. It says, and he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, or YASHARAHLA. For as a prince hast thou power with Yahweh and with men, and hast prevailed. All right? That's how we got our name as a nation. So that name YASHARAHLA, when you go to the Hebrew, it's not Israel. The name is YASHARAHLA. 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 Yah is he, Shar is prince, and Allah is power. He is the prince of the power. That's why I say it right here. For as a prince hast thou power with God. See? Yah, he, Shar, prince, Allah means power. He, prince, power. Or he, prince of God. Okay? Alright, so Hosea chapter 1, verse 9. So that name YASHARAHLA, that's a special name. It's a beautiful name, man. Because the Most High himself gave us that name. As a matter of fact, in the scriptures, I think it's Jeremiah, he said that the Most High surnamed us.